The competitive world of electric cars has everyone scrambling for a piece of the pie. In order to contest, car companies are constantly revamping and innovating on the product pipeline front and trying to make their products more user-friendly. Oddly enough, cars are now less about luxury and more about features like range, safety, capabilities for autonomous driving, and charging time. Two such giants right now are the Tesla and NIO, an EV manufacturer from China. Both manufacturers use a different way to power their cars. Tesla uses a supercharger to quickly charge their cars, while NIO takes an empty battery out of the car and puts in a charged one. But which technique is better to use? We're going to find the answers to that and more today. But before we dive in, make sure you hit that subscribe button and ring the bell so you never miss a video from us. The battery is the heart and soul of the electric vehicle. Charging it can be done at home, and this is often called level 1 or level 2 charging. But this can sometimes be unfeasible for individual users. Level 3 charging, also called DC fast charging, is done through a 480-volt DC plug. You see this in public and commercial settings, and it reduces the time needed for charging by quite a significant amount. Like refueling at a gas station, you can initiate charging using an access card you get through a phone app with payment linked to your card. Tesla has its own network of charging stations, which they call Superchargers, with over 20,000 around the globe right now. You can monitor the charge status or wait for a notification when the process is complete. You get 200 miles with 15 minutes of charging. They recently had an expansion in China, with one station containing 72 charging stalls. But their capacity is only 120 kilowatt-hour, while the stations in California have 250 kilowatt-hour supercharger tech. Now you could say that's old technology when you compare it to what China's NIO has going on. The amount of time required to charge up EV batteries drove the innovation for battery swapping. Even Tesla tried it out. In fact, they had a battery swap event where they attempted a battery swap that enables full charge in 90 seconds for the Model S. But they eventually abandoned the project when it didn't get the reception they expected. Apparently, of the 200 invitations sent out to Model S owners to try the battery swap, only 4 showed up. It could be because the supercharger stations had improved, giving 80% charge in 40 minutes. On the other hand, the battery swap would happen only by appointment and would cost the driver $60 to $80. Just a year later, in 2014, NIO introduced their battery swapping with the NIO Power Grid technology. It takes just 3 minutes to swap out a fully charged battery, according to their website. When it's swapped, everything from the battery to the electric systems is checked each time to ensure the safety of the driver. NIO even partnered up with Sinopec Shanghai Petrochemical, a Chinese oil giant, to install their next-generation battery swap stalls in Sinopec's gas stations. They now have over 190 swap stations in 76 cities, and they have a target of 500 in 2021. Just last month, they also released their Swap Station 2.0. And just like Tesla, NIO is also expanding its network. While a Tesla car is a one-time purchase that you keep charging up, NIO batteries are leased, making this a battery-as-a-service business. NIO users essentially purchase a car without a battery, making EVs cheaper and thus enabling more people to make the switch. It also gives customers the flexibility to change the battery capacity as they like and pay accordingly. In addition to that, NIO's model acts as a solution to the common challenges that come with owning an EV, which include battery degradation, upgradability, and low resale value. This is a considerable advantage that NIO has over Tesla. If you choose to go for a NIO car with the battery-as-a-service offer, you get almost $10,000 off the price across all models. And you can subscribe to a 70 kilowatt-hour battery pack for $142 per month. And if you choose not to subscribe, you only need to pay a battery guarantee fee of $12 a month. But Tesla has been pretty skeptical of this technology ever since they tried it out themselves and failed. Battery charging for them is the future, and swapping means batteries will constantly have to be upgraded to keep up with the ever-evolving electric vehicles. In contrast to NIO's 3-minute-long process, a Tesla takes roughly an hour to fully charge. Cost estimates per station range from $100,000 in 2013 to $270,000 in 2017, with station equipment lasting about 12 years, according to Tesla. You get unlimited supercharging for free if you have a Model S or Model XT, or if you used a referral code to buy your car. Some cars come with supercharging credits of some thousand miles per year. Once you use those up, you'll have to pay a small fee. But that fee is lower than what you'd pay for gas. Tesla also offers deals to their customers wherein they get free charging if they refer 5 friends to buy a Tesla. This serves as an incredible incentive for people to buy Tesla cars. But they also charge you for wastage. For example, since December 16th, any car that remains connected to a supercharger after hitting the set charge limit incurs an additional idle fee. In America, there is no additional fee if the supercharger station is less than half full. If the station is 50% full, you pay 50 cents a minute, and if it's 100% full, you pay $1 a minute. Of course, there's no such thing where NIO is concerned. And NIO recently announced their Swap Station 2.0, which allows users to complete a self-service battery swap with only one click while staying in the car, which saves time for users. Analysts now say that high-end services such as one-click charging could make battery swapping a more convenient option for users. The vehicle simply maneuvers into the station automatically. Each station has 239 sensors and 4 collaborating cloud computing systems. The system can complete up to 312 battery swaps per day, significantly improving swapping efficiency, which is 3 times more than the previous generation. So without a doubt, NIO's battery swapping pulls ahead by several miles when you consider which is more efficient. But when you account for the environmental cost, Tesla actually takes the gold. Well, the silver. Even Tesla has emissions, even if it's lower than those of other car makers. While the spectacle of giant robot arms swapping out batteries from cars is definitely cool, it comes at a price. Today's electric vehicles typically deliver 200 to 400 miles of range. Teslas can charge up in roughly an hour, and DC fast charging times have reduced significantly too. Environmentalists ask the question, why do drivers need a contraption to extract a 1,200-pound battery when they can juice their battery in 20 minutes flat? Plus, both the public and the American government choose DC charging as the tech winner, including the current president Joe Biden, who plans to invest $15 billion to install 500,000 EV chargers. Batteries are expensive and bulky, and they need to be stored, well-maintained, and kept charged. To create a huge network of swappable packs would cost an incredible amount of money and resources, while also expanding our carbon footprint. Any surplus batteries would just end up sitting around waiting for us to show up. And ultimately those costs would be absorbed by, you guessed it, us. Building and servicing the infrastructure for swapping is another task. Their complex machinery and moving parts, paired with dirty cars and used batteries, would rack up more costs than a charger plugged into a vehicle. So, which one is faster? Without a doubt, it's NIO's battery swap technology. The whole process takes about 3 minutes, which is nothing compared to Tesla's 90-second swap. But since that doesn't exist anymore, we don't need to count that. And it's certainly more impressive than waiting nearly an hour for a full battery. But when you consider the impact on the environment and costs, the Tesla Supercharger starts looking real good. Tesla has even announced their Mega Charger, a higher capacity charger meant for the Tesla Semi and the trailer truck. It will add 400 miles of range in just 30 minutes, and they are working on giving it at a lower rate too. It is yet to be deployed, even though their semi-truck prototypes have been traveling around America being charged on the superchargers, which isn't sustainable in the long run. So we can expect the Mega Charger to be out anytime soon. Experts have already warned us that time is running out, and we need to speed up our switch to electric cars if we want to stop climate change. Now, whether that is through referring your friends to Tesla or buying an EV for $10,000 less from NIO, it's up to the consumer, but we have to move fast. And companies like Tesla and NIO have to move fast to create a reliable charging service that becomes the default for the whole world. And that will require a crazy amount of political pull, private investment, and government support. Not that these companies don't have the resources to pull it off, but I guess we'll just have to wait and see. Which process do you think works better? NIO's battery swap or Tesla's supercharger? Let us know in the comments below. If you enjoyed this video, hit the like button and subscribe to the channel. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you next time.